Are listening to Rockland's News. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tom Osa, and I have a new co-host with us today, and he's been helping out. John Sandak from Outsource My IT is on the show. John, thanks for joining us today on AM Rockland.
Hey, Tom, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, no problem. And we've known each other for many years, and you got a great voice for radio. So expect
Thank
some
you.
more hearing from John. But first, let's get into the weather. First of all, today it's going to be 90 degrees and somewhat humid, but it looks like it's not going to rain, which is going to be perfect for the Nanuet Town Center concert tonight at 7:30 in the evening. AK-40 Devin is going to be playing his signature brand of hip hop and soul. You got to be there. You got to check it out. And that is sponsored by a variety. Oh, here we go. We're taking off the music and then we're just going to put that panel up. Boom. And it is sponsored by the Nanuet Town Center, Buffalo Wild Wings. We have 202 Cannabis, and special thanks to the Nanuet Chamber of Commerce for being a sponsor of the Nanuet Town Center Summer Concert Series. And John, I got to tell you, I'm really excited about all this music stuff.
Oh, that's great. It's always good to bring music to the community. So, whatever we can do with that, music is something that touches everybody in a certain way. And it's just so good to see it in the community again.
This is the truth. And not for nothing, you in your neck of the woods over in Tuxedo, you help out with some of those summer concert series over at Tuxedo at Powerhouse Park.
That's correct. Yeah, August 29th, we have the Hamburg Brothers, I believe, that's going to be coming on. It's a Saturday event. Should be a good time.
Yeah, excellent. I was at two of these things already. The first one was Georgia. I'm sorry, I was only at one, the Georgia Five. And the way that you set it up with the stage that used to be a building, brilliant, absolutely
Yeah, it's
brilliant.
beautiful venue.
Check it out some more. So we want to thank some of our sponsors that are helping us with really making AM Rockland a household name or a drive into the city sort of name. We're not figuring out who's listening yet, but just see it's a lot. It's like 2,000 views per day. So we're very appreciative of that. So our sponsors, 99 Signs, 202 Cannabis, located in Garnerville, New York. Susan Bova, Coldwell Banker Realty. Yabu Fence Company. Yabu! Dana Pest Control. And we're going to be talking about them a little bit later on. Lauren Molino Muller from Howard Hanna Rand Realty. Kobe Sushi. They got a new music lounge that opened up on May 31st, and they have jazz on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Sparkling Clean Homes, 845-641-3223 is the number you call if you want your entire home cleaned for just $199. And St. Thomas Aquinas College, helping the next generation of students succeed in this lovely place that we call the United States. All right. So, John, we have some news that we're going to go over. First of all, Rockland achieves a AAA rating from Moody's. Rockland County has reached a historic financial milestone, earning a AAA rating from Moody's Investors Service, the highest possible. There is no quadruple AAA. This makes Rockland County the only county in New York State to currently hold such a distinction. County Executive Ed Day said the county went from worst to first, citing disciplined budgeting and financial recovery that erased a $96 million deficit. This rating helps the county secure lower borrowing rates and ultimately saving taxpayer dollars. Now, on the flip side of this coin, on the Rockland County Biz Journal, I think 2 days ago, there was an excellent article that I noted that Rockland County, for some reason, got there wasn't really that funding for a lot of stuff that came down from New York State. We were like the only county in the area that was like very largely not represented with New York State money. So I'm hoping that this Moody's rating is going to help with that. I mean, no other county has this same rating, so that's got to say something about how much funding. I'll give you another example. The MTA, there's a $40 million value gap between what we pay and, quite frankly, the services that we get around here. But that's a discussion for another time. The next thing I wanted to talk about with the Rockland County Department of Health, they're urging residents to protect themselves from tick bites with the Fordham Tick Index, and they're reporting a high risk, 8 out of 10, for tick activity this week. Officials recommend walking into the center of trails, performing full body checks, and wearing protective clothing, which is good. It works well with full body checks. Wear protective clothing. Common tick-borne illnesses include not Lyme disease and the more serious Powassan virus. I've never even heard of that, and I don't want to experience that. Yeah, John's letting me know. It's like, okay, dude, you crossed the line. Beep, beep, beep. Early detection and proper tick removal are key to staying healthy. And by the way, I'd like to thank once again Dana Pest Control, who can handle all of your tick remediation needs around your property. You can check them out at danapestcontrol.com, or you could call them at 877 966 2847. And they're third generation. They're located in Tompkins Cove. They're offering nearly 50 years of pest management expertise, serving Westchester, Rockland, Orange County in New York, as well as northern New Jersey. So a variety of awesome services that Dana Pest Control offers. And let's go back into the news. So next up, and John, by the way, your beeping thing is going off, whatever it is. Senator Harcum delivers $604,000 in community grants. State Senator Pete Harcum announced $604,500 in discretionary grants to support workforce training, domestic violence outreach, and public health across his district. And that, by the way, includes Stony Point. Local recipients include organizations like Hope's Door, My Brother Vinny, and Careers Support Solutions. Harcum emphasized the importance of supporting nonprofits that provide vital services to the community. And in Suffern, Collectors Universe Toy and Collectibles Show is this Sunday. Pop culture lovers, get ready. The Collectors Universe Toy and Collectibles Show is happening this Sunday, July 27th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Crown Plaza in Suffern. Admissions is just $5 and includes a raffle ticket, and kids under 8 and cosplayers get in free. So if you show up with your favorite raccoon outfit or Captain America or whatever, you get in free with an extra. Now wait, if you're over the age of 8, but you're a cosplayer, okay. So if you're a cosplayer and you're over the age of 8, you also get in free. At least the way I'm reading this on the screen, and you get an extra raffle ticket for cosplayers. So show up, cos. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I just want to show up. Be a good
Right.
time.
I mean, I'm feeling that. Like I went to Comic-Con a whole bunch of times. I don't know. You ever go to Comic-Con?
Never have, but it's on the bucket list. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was there a few times. It's really amazing. Like the artists that they bring in for this stuff. One of our friends, he's always on AM Rocklands with us, is Mike Dolce from MBD Studios, and he actually he started out as a web designer and he got into creating comic books. He's kind of the reason, John, why 5 years later when we started, he was the one that got me into podcasting.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we kind of have him to blame. Anyway, but you got to check out this Collectors Universe Toy and Collectibles Show is this Sunday. Catch it online, and you can shop from dozens of local vendors offering everything from comics to collectibles, and you can enjoy a full day of nostalgia and fandom. And let me just go find that information for you about the Toy and Collectibles Show. That is recommended by the Nanuet Chamber of Commerce. And that is going to be Sunday, July 27th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Crown Plaza at 5 Executive Boulevard. That's at $5 admission. And again, cosplayers free entry, extra
Yeah,
raffle
that's not
ticket.
bad. $5
Yeah,
is great.
yeah. You wanna hit that up? You got some time?
Yeah, that might be something I'll look into checking out.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's see if our schedules will permit it, right?
Okay.
Perfect.
I was always a DC comic guy growing up.
Yeah. Oh, so you were in the Superman Batman universe?
Yes, sir.
What do you think? I mean, we did like a kind of like a non-spoiler review of the latest Superman movie. You get a chance to see it yet?
I have not, no, but I'm looking forward to it. I
Yeah,
hear
me.
there's a lot of profanity in it, unfortunately, which isn't a good look for children, but you
Yeah,
know, it is what it is.
it's weird because it's almost like because from what I've heard and I haven't seen it. It's kind of got a little bit of the Christopher Reeve era vibe, like a little bit goofy. But I guess throwing in the profanity kind of like makes it more PG-13.
Well, if you're taking children to a movie, they shouldn't be exposed to that too much, and that would be considered a child's movie, I guess, but
Mhm.
also benefits the adults in a way that, growing up with these different scenarios and different comic books,
Of
I
course.
just don't think it's just the right place for it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I dig it, man. I think we could talk offline about that, but I think our thought processes on that align considerably, sir. Uh, okay, yeah, and really the only other thing that we have that we're going to be announcing, and John, as I mentioned, literally 2 or 3 days ago, we just started a brand new partnership with the New York Boulders. I was searching for the name. It's not Rockland Boulders anymore. It's the New York Boulders. So what's really cool is they are now they're sending us press releases that we're gonna announce on the air about the various games that came up. They sent us a press release last night, and I'm just gonna read that. But first, I'm gonna start with some music in the background. Not music, but I'm gonna do a little bit of this. Can I do it? There's like a clapping thing, cheering. Maybe it doesn't work. Okay, never mind. So let me just read off what I wrote here. So it was more than just baseball under the lights of Clover Stadium last night. As the New York Boulders took the field against the Sussex County Miners, the spotlight momentarily shifted to a new kind of local star, our young scholars of Rockland County. In a heartfelt on field ceremony, the Boulders, alongside the New York Boulders Community Foundation and MCH&N, a local McDonald's operator, proudly honored the recipients of the 2025 Boulders University Scholarship Awards. And the scholarships, they're valued at $500 apiece. They're not just about grades or test scores, they're also about passion, enthusiasm. And in the words of Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, enthusiasm makes the difference. So, passion for the business of sports and a commitment to building careers that drive industry forward. And clean industry, by the way, industry in terms of work ethic, not in terms of like the old school industrial big like pipe stacks thing. That's all out. Okay, clean energy and hard work. This year, two outstanding graduates stood out. Harrison Caprara from Clarkstown High School South, who will head to Fairfield University to major in sports leadership and management with minors in finance and educational studies, and Quinn Pekarsky, a Cornwall Central High School graduate now set to attend the University of South Carolina with a dual major in sport and entertainment management and finance. So both were chosen for their strong academic goals, community involvement, and some reflections on how their talents translate into a future sports career, not on the field, but behind the scenes, where the games are built, marketed, and sustained.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations to both those winners. Those well deserved.
Yeah, so next time you guys out there that are listening that you're watching a game over Clover, remember, you're not just seeing the future of baseball. You might also be sitting next to the next sports executive or agent or team leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, especially at a Rockland, that's something that we want to see from all these different areas. Good for
Hmm.
them.
So to learn more about the New York Boulders, visit nyboulders.com or follow the New York Boulders on social media. And they have like about 17 games left in the season. And from the diamond to the dream, this is the sort of Rockland news that matters. So really psyched about that. And John, you're kind of like a sports guy too. Like you and I, you took me to the New Jersey Devils game, and I reciprocated by taking you to a New York Boulders game. So you're kind of like
Yeah.
the sports space a little bit, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
I'm a big sports guy. I used to be the president of Tuxedo Little League. Our league has ended, unfortunately, because we just didn't have enough enrollment. So we merged with Suffern, that was graciously enough to bring in our people from Tuxedo into the community, so kids can play and have an avenue to get on the field and do what's fun.
Mm, that's great. I haven't been in sports in a long time because of my knee, but I definitely enjoy watching it. I think my thing is like basketball. when I watch, I mean, not just like, old school Chicago Bulls and Jordan, but when I watch these kids these days playing like at every level, I'm amazed at the acrobatics. It's almost like defying the laws of physics or something.
Yeah, it's tricky, but they get it. They're just more nimble than we are these days.
Yeah, a little bit, it's pretty impressive. So, what do you got going on today, by the way?
Just working in the office and gonna go see a client later in the afternoon. They were recently approached with a ransomware attack, and we're trying to remediate that to get them up and running.
Yeah, that's right. It's Outsource My IT is the company that you represent, and you were in the industry with like Sharp and all different sorts of IT companies, being like a company trainer and a tech, and you know your stuff, man.
Thanks.
Impressive. You mentioned that you wanted something adjusted with the Tuxedo Park event. You mentioned that.
Yeah, so I misspoke earlier on the beginning of the podcast. So August 29th is the Hurley Mountain Highway Band,
Mhm.
6 to 8. Good time if you're in the area, you're looking for something to do that day. Come on out, have a good time with us.
Excellent. And I don't know if we're going to be able to catch up with each other this afternoon because I got to head over to Nanuet in order to get ready for that summer concert series over at the Nanuet Town Center. But
Yeah, you're doing some great work over there. Real nice event, good venue. Um, it's nice to see the community come out and support these local bands.
thank you, brother. Yeah, and it's kind of emotional for me too. It's I can't explain. Like when you have like all of this like stress and nervous energy inside, like is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Um, you know, it, just plain speak, we're still, really, really working really hard in the background in order to make this September 27th event, Rockland Music Fest over at Clover Stadium. With 11 bands, huge stage in the middle of the field, stuff for the kids, like all sort of food trucks, whatever. Proceeds to Meals on Wheels. It's a lot of detail. And can I tell
It
you
is.
about one piece
It
of,
is.
yeah, can I mention one piece of detail that I had to deal with this week?
Sure, go for it.
So you're a businessman, I'm a businessman. We talk the same language. We laugh the same language too, which is pretty cool. But so I spoke with the company for the stage, and they basically, and it's a huge stage that we're getting. It's the same stage that was used over at the Tarrytown Music Festival. Um, it's an SL 260. It's like 30 by 30 space on the stage. It's going to be great for the headliner Magical Mystery Doors. They play Doors, Beatles, and Led Zeppelin music. But so I asked originally what the price was for the stage, and they gave me the quote, right? But then they mentioned in the middle of it, they're like, well, you also have to get flooring. And I was like, okay, I figured flooring, a few $100, maybe a few $1,000. Extra $12,000 plus labor.
Oh, good
Oh
gracious. That's
my
a lot of money just for
God.
flooring. Wow.
Yeah, because like the stage itself, $7,500, for the base. I knew there were going to be extra add-ons, but I figured that was the biggest expense. The flooring is actually the biggest expense.
Wow.
Um, and look, and I'm not questioning the value of it. It's obviously, but it turns out, and there's some things I can't mention as of yet, but it turns out that we're not going to need the flooring at Clover Stadium. I spoke with representatives from Clover, and they were like, "You don't need the flooring in this case." In the past, what happened was you bring in the stage without the flooring, and it would absolutely rip up the field, like fifty
Oh, yeah, you
thousand
don't want that. Yeah.
dollars. Yeah. So this time we're not going to need it. So John, I was stressing out, like I couldn't sleep at night. Like, how am I going to cover this? You know. And finally, we just came to the conclusion, like, we just don't need the flooring, and we shaved $12,000 off the freaking bill, man.
Well, that's good. Wherever you can, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's looking to be pretty good. You were at some of the summer concert series over in Nanuet. Um,
Yes.
yeah. Would you
Great time.
were you there for the crash band?
I was. Yeah. Great time.
Yeah, Aiden does a pretty good job there.
Yeah, Eden Hand with the Crash Band, folks. That's one to follow.
Hmm. Dig it. So it's 9:14. I'm sure that I mean, I am looking at the clock. I got to be on a Zoom at 10 o'clock. You got a busy day. Should we end it there? I'm not sure.
Up to you. I mean, we could talk a few more moments if you want. What
Yeah.
else is happening in the county? Something
Wow.
that folks need to know about.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And it's definitely not objective. I have to say that as a disclaimer. But there's this group of individuals up in Stony Point that for like about 15 years have every time that there's some sort of, let's say, proposal for development in the area, they shoot it down. 15 years ago, Champlain Hudson Power Express, which is putting a 339-mile pipeline from Canada all the way down to New York City. It's going to supply clean energy from Canada. It's going to eventually account for 20% of the energy that New York City consumes. But they got to run a pipeline all the way down. The pipe is literally like about the size of my hand in diameter.
Are they digging up the road on 9W there for that?
They are, but they didn't have to.
Hmm.
They could have done it down by the train tracks 15 years ago, but this group got in the way. And they're like, oh, it's going through this particular area. And they actually accused them of, like, you're putting it through a cemetery. Turns out that they weren't. They were putting it adjacent to the cemetery, but it wasn't going through the cemetery.
Okay.
And they do, and I figured out that what they do. I figured out what these guys do. They put together a narrative, and then they create a huge story about it with pages and dozens, sometimes hundreds of pages of documentation in order to gum up the works. And then they put in, well, let's just say, I guess in common speak, misinformation into their documents, and then they prophesize it like it's truth. And I know this because I spoke with representatives over at Champlain Hudson Power Express, and they're like, no. And they supplied me documentation to prove that this was inaccurate. And this is kind of like the thing that happens all the time with this group. They shot down a great proposal for business development up in Letchworth Village. That
Oh, okay.
rotting, rotting those buildings. Okay, the only
There's a
saving
lot. There's
grace
a
is,
lot of a lot of buildings on that land there.
yeah, beautiful golf course, beautiful, beautiful upper area that was redeveloped, and now the town owns that in whole. But and also the Patriot Lounge. Patriot Lounge is gorgeous up there, absolutely
Yeah,
gorgeous.
great venue there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, gorgeous. All right, but further down in the area that's not developed, the owner of the largest number of T-Mobile franchises in all of the United States put together a proposal in order to take over the buildings, remediate the asbestos, and then offer it to, and partners and everything like that, business conference center, smart tourism. It would have been an absolute slam dunk, but these guys got in the way. They go to the meetings. The developers show up with PowerPoint presentations, Excel spreadsheets, and facts. This group shows up with half facts and yelling and screaming. So I put my foot down over the last few weeks. I says, listen, after this music festival, I'm going to these town hall meetings and I'm going to get involved. And I'm not going to be liked too much in Stony Point for a while, but honestly, that's okay. Um,
Listen, if you have a passion for your local town, then it makes a difference to show up at all these board meetings. You need to get involved. People have, all these ideas about sitting back and making comments about it, but they're not
yeah,
ones that step up and get involved. And that's the problem with these communities, unfortunately, because in order to have a voice, your voice matters, and you need to project it to anybody that wants to listen to it, whichever venue you need to be in front of.
yeah. And honestly, at this point, I don't care if it's one person, 2,000 people. It just doesn't matter. I just know that I can't sit silent anymore and reconcile with myself that it's okay to stay silent because I don't know, the way I'm reading this 100 pages of documentation and then the counter to it, It's wrong. I see it as wrong, and it's already done. Like the pipeline is going to go down through 9W all the way down to the city. I'm more concerned about what happens to Letchworth next.
Right.
And I'm not going to allow this mathematically challenged group of hippy dippies that show up and act like, oh, well, we want walkable gardens with koi ponds and the public should fund it. That's not what the public wants. They don't want any more on their tax rolls, anything like that. What the public wants at this point is smart development so that their taxes come down just a tad. And I think that's fair.
Well,
So,
that is fair, but the public needs to speak up to let their voice be heard. That's the
mhm.
thing.
Town board meetings, and yeah, I'm going to be doing that in October. I'm gonna start doing. I already already contacted the various officials around the area. Says, guys, get ready because you're going to have more than one town crier in Stony Point.
Good.
Maybe you can come to some of it and like keep me all centered, like in between rounds. Like you could massage my shoulders. You could put a towel around me. It's like, okay, you got this, man. You you'll be my
I'll I'll
voice.
give you a towel. How about that?
Yeah, just don't throw it in.
That's
Um,
it.
so what's going on your way? Like you're gearing up for a few things in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, there's a lot of few things happening. It's always constant.
Hmm.
It's been busy.
not,
It's
not
been
not
busy.
ready to not ready to say a few things that are
No, yeah. I'll keep that stuff to myself at this point. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening.
enthusiastically happening in the background. Some really exciting things that John's working on, and I don't have a dog in that particular race or a horse in that race, but you're telling me about what's happening in the background for you and things that are going on. I'm really excited. So
Thank you.
allow me to be your cheerleader, sir.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So what else is going on?
All good. All
Yeah.
good. Just gonna head in and start my day soon. So I appreciate you having me on today, Tom. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right. So, you know what? Let's end this with, and we're not going to do the background music right now because, and John, by the way, thank you for advising me on how to make sure that the music is a little bit lower so that it doesn't drown out the sponsors.
Yeah, we want to make sure that our sponsors get what they represent. So
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
want to protect them.
So I'm just going to give a few, like some more sponsors: Stony Point Pancake Factory, North Rockland Chiropractic, Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. Oh, look at this. Outsource my IT. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I know
Banchetto.
those guys.
Yeah, I heard they're pretty cool. Banchetto Restaurant, FZ Perfection, Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, Fiesta Acapulco, Patriot Lounge, as I mentioned, music every weekend over at the Patriot Lounge, St. Thomas Aquinas College, Sparkling Clean Homes, Kobe Sushi, Lauren Molino Muller, Dana Pest Control, Yabu Fence Company, Susan Bova, 99 Signs, and 202 Cannabis, which is a sponsor for tonight's music concert, free over at the Nanuet Town Center with my favorite hip hop artist in Rockland County, AK-40 Devin. It's going to start at 7:30 in the evening, and we're going to have an after party over at Buffalo Wild Wings.
And for those folks that don't know, AK-47, he's really, really good.
Yeah,
If you're looking for a fun night out tonight, you need to come to the Nanuet Mall.
yeah, definitely. So thank you everybody for participating in AM Rockland, whether you're listening or talking or sponsoring. We really appreciate it. And we're just going to keep on heading up that hill. We're planting the flag in morning news. And John, thanks for being here today. Thanks everybody. And stay tuned. We got a lot more happening, especially the next few weeks.
Yeah, thanks for having me on today, Tom. Have a good day.
Got it.